So, if you're watching this on YouTube, hello, welcome to the video.
This one is the Beltane Live. I want to just say welcome to everybody watching on replay, both in Unseen Witches Society and on YouTube. Feel free to comment if you have any questions. We will always get back to them.
So this is a continuation of our Wheel of the Year series, which is going throughout 2025. Last month we had Ostara, and then our next Sabbat Live will be over Litha.
I am gonna try to learn the other name for Litha, but
do you like pink or purple?
Who, me?
Well, she said both of us.
Pink, actually both.
I will say I like both. I've had both hair colors too. In regards to hair colors, when I was younger, having my hair dyed pink was my favorite, and then when I got a little older, I liked having my hair dyed purple.
My hair was purple. Like, I'm doing red now. I do like that.
But ironically, as a kid, my bedroom was purple, and now I have a lot of pink in my room. So I don't know.
Yeah, my like is purple right now. I haven't set the purple because my head hurts. But yeah, pink or purple. Honestly.
Nice to have you here, Atina, by the way. So let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, happy Beltane to everybody. It's today, if you're watching live. But let's go ahead and hop into some basics. So going into the background about what it is, when it was, why, etc. So what is Beltane? It is a pagan holiday, also known as May Day, that celebrates the beginning of summer. And the height of spring. It marks the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, a time when nature is in full bloom and the days are lengthening. The name Beltane is a Gaelic word meaning bright fire or shining fire. It is traditionally associated with the lighting of the ritual fires. When is the Sabbath? Today, May 1st, 2025, but sometimes it goes between May 1st and May 5th, depending on the calendar year. So why is this a holiday? For ancient Celts, it was seen as the beginning of summer and a time of growth and abundance. They also saw Beltane as the beginning of summer and brought life and fertility back into the world. Bel was a Celtic god or deity, and the name Beltane means fire of Bel. Fire was central to the celebrations on the belief that it had protective powers. Some modern neo-pagans also view it as a time of increased fertility and the blossoming of life. In essence, Beltane is a holiday that celebrates the joy and abundance of spring and summer, rooted in ancient Celtic traditions and celebrated by modern neo-pagans as a time of renewal, fertility, and connection to nature. Therefore, it has earned its spot on the Wheel of the Year.
Do we have any comments yet, or are we good?
Yeah. So, hey Ronnie and hey Sherry, and then Anita says, I have one question. Have the woe for the month of May been done yet? Oh, she's asking a question about what?
Tonight. I'm actually the person doing the light tonight. So yeah, the live will be tonight at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go into the history. Beltane is first mentioned as being attributed to Carmack, Bishop of Cashel and King of Mustard, who was killed in 908, almost in 1908. So that tells you how old this holiday is.
And by the way, it's Munster. You accidentally said mustard.
Oh, that's funny. So it literally is like right up,
Well, it's really close. I know. So I
was reading, and I'm like, he was a bishop and a king. Isn't that a conflict of interest?
No, we do not separate church and state.
No, obviously not. Cormac describes how cattle were driven between two bonfires on Beltane as a magical means of protecting them from disease before they were led into summer pastures, a custom still observed in Ireland in the 19th century. In early Irish lore, a number of significant events took place on Beltane, which long reminded the focus of folk traditions and tales in Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. As did other pre-Christian Celtic peoples, the Irish divided the year into two main seasons, winter and the beginning of the year that fell in November, which was Samhain. Mid-year and summer fell on May 1st, which is an Irish Beltane. These two junctures were thought to be
critical periods with the bounds.
between human and supernatural worlds were temporarily erased. So basically the veil's thin today too, just like it is in Halloween. On May Eve, or last night, witches and fairies roam freely, and
they're talking about the time of the year being divided into two different sections, and one half is over Beltane and the other half is over Samhain, because these are the two times of the year when the veil is at the most thin. We're hopping into some lore, by the way.
Some traditions believe that this is a good time to contact spirits or interact with the fae. Be careful though, if you visit the fairy realm, don't eat the food or you'll be trapped there forever.
Some Alice in Wonderland moments.
Absolutely. Yeah, I might want to stay there, to be honest. Hey Angie. According to the legends in parts of Wales and England, women who are trying to conceive should go out on May Eve, the last night of April, and find a birthing stone, which is a large rock formation with a hole in the center. Walk through the hole and you will conceive a child that night. If there is nothing like that near, you find a small stone with a hole in the center and drive a branch of oak or other wood through it. Small stone and oak branch. That's not a small stone. Sorry. Through the hole. Place this charm under your bed and to make you fertile.
Maybe like an oak twig.
Maybe, yeah, because like in my head, I'm like, because my oak tree, I mean, some of my branches are like that, so that's not a small stone. Babies conceived at Beltane are considered a gift from the gods. They are sometimes referred to as Mary Baggots, because the mothers were impregnated during Beltane's merrymaking. Dancing around the maypole, one of the common May traditions involves weaving ribbons around the maypole while participants dance in a circular formation. This joyful dance is believed to bring prosperity and good fortune to the community. Raising the maypole, I should put that first. I just realized that because I got it from two different places. I'm like, that should have been first. Another ancient ritual involves a ceremonial raising of the maypole. This act symbolizes the awakening of nature and renewal of life after cold winter's months.
So I will say, I don't know if they still do it, but if you went to public school in like the early 2000s, then we did. We rose the maypole, we danced around it, and it they didn't obviously say it was for Beltane. It was just spring festivals is what we were doing. And I will say, dancing around the maypole is fun as hell. Well, I don't know if any I don't know how many of you have done it, but it's really fun.
Remember the paper streamers? Because my school is cheap. They would use the paper streamers, and we would all.
We had like a legit maypole.
Oh, that's cool.
Like we would actually raise up this pole, and then we would all have the things, and we would go around it. It was really fun. So Ronnie says, "Please no fertility rituals for me. 6 kids down."
Mine's almost 19, so I'm good.
So let's hop into what is the zodiac association with Beltane? We have Taurus. And then, so what are some symbols for Beltane? We have the broom, which is symbolic for sweeping away of the old and welcoming in the new. We have cauldrons, representing the womb of the goddess, and is used for transformation and creation rituals. We have ribbon and string, which is used to weave and dance around the maypole, symbolizing the interplay of the energies. The maypole itself is a central symbol of Beltane, representing the union of the god and the goddess. Participants will dance around the pole, weaving ribbons that symbolize the interweaving of masculine and feminine energy. Bonfires, which represent purification, transformation, and passion. People often leap over the fire for purification and good luck. I'm not saying you should jump over fire, so don't quote me there. Flower crowns symbolize fertility, beauty, and the blossoming of life, connecting celebrants to nature's cycle and honoring the season's vitality. In some traditions, the flower crown is also associated with the May Queen. Greenery itself, decorating with greenery, including flowers, is a common practice reflecting new life and growth of the season. Homes and spaces are often adorned with flowers and greenery to symbolize the vibrant energy of Beltane. I'm going to pause reading these symbols in a second and catch them on the comments because I hear they're funny. People are saying that they wish they did that in school, remembering that they did that when they were little. I always love sharing memories. Nice, we did it back in the day as well, May Day, and then people talking about having a bunch of kids. So the next symbol we're going to talk about is the May bush. Decorating a bush or a small tree with ribbons, shells, and bright colors, often placed outside of homes to bring in good fortune or protection. So basically think a spring Christmas tree, but outside your house. And then for Fae symbology, we have bells, mirrors, shiny shoes, hawthorn, and other objects that are associated with the Fae realm are often used to invite or honor the Fae or the other world during this time. And then a couple other symbols are baskets, eggs, and different fertility symbols, but you can research why those are symbols for Beltane to give you a little something something to do.
I wonder if it's bad luck if you drop a dozen eggs on Beltane, because I dropped a dozen eggs today. $7 worth of eggs.
Now is not the time to be dropping eggs.
No.
Thankfully, I don't go to the grocery store for my eggs. I get them fresh from the chicken's booty, so I don't worry about that.
I'm gonna get my own chickens because
I don't have chickens. I just know people that have chickens.
I definitely want, and we're allowed to have up to 7 chickens. I wonder if that's bad luck because I literally dropped a dozen eggs today. All right, so spell work. So this is called the Beltane Fire Blessing. What you'll need is a candle, red or orange for passion, green for growth, or white for purification. A small bowl of water, a sprig of fresh herbs, either rosemary for protection, basil for prosperity, or lavender for love. A piece of paper, pen, and matches or a lighter. Give me 1 second. How to perform the spell. Set your space. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Light your candle and place the bowl of water nearby. Write your intentions on the piece of paper. Write down what you wish to manifest, either love, creativity, abundance, or personal growth. Charge the herbs, holding the sprig of herbs in your hand. Focus on your desires. Whisper your intentions to the herb, asking them to carry your wishes. I almost said witches. Wishes.
I heard that.
Into the universe. Fire and water blessing. Dip the herbs into the water, then pass them briefly over the candle flame safely. This
Don't catch anything on fire. Practice fire safety.
Yeah,
There we go.
so that's probably why you put them in the water first so that they're less likely. This symbolizes balance, fire for transformation, water for renewal. Burn and release. Carefully burn the paper in the candle's flame. Again, careful. Visualizing your wishes being carried into the cosmos. Close the ritual. Thank the elements for their guidance. Extinguish the candle and bury the herbs in the earth as an offering. Have you ever noticed I always pick the spells that you burn stuff? I love
And you usually also pick ones where you bury stuff.
Bury and burn.
Angela likes getting down and dirty when she's doing things.
Can you tell I am a hedge witch?
Oh yeah. And then with mine, it's usually like getting into your mind. It's usually what ours are. So we have a nice balance there.
Oh, yeah.
Sherry says that she has crystal eggs. That could be a really good symbol, because then you could also, if you have crystals for any of the sabbats, if you have crystals that one, the type of crystal goes along with the sabbat, and two, whatever shape it is like made into, that's like kind of like a double boost.
I'm gonna drop this in the comments, maybe.
Angie says all eggs are golden now because
that is true. That is absolutely. I could not believe.
And then Ronnie said pyro because the fire.
Move you guys for 1 second.
So what colors are associated with Beltane? So we have green, which is associated with the blossoming of nature and the renewal of the earth during spring. We have red that is associated with the vibrant energy of the sun and the passionate love of Beltane. White or silver both represent the purity of nature and the cleansing of energy associated with the arrival of spring. Pink is associated with love and romance, friendship, symbolizing feminine qualities, passiveness. It's also a vibrant and joyful color, often used to represent the sensuality and connection celebrated during this spring Sabbath. And then yellow, because it is a symbolic connection to the sun with warmth and vibrant energy of spring. It's seen as a color that embodies joy, cheerfulness, and the peak, and it is at the peak of the spring growth.
So I think this first one is Bel. They just have his full name.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So I'm just going to call him Bel. So we're going to get into the deities. And the first one's going to be Bel. Belanus is his full name. The sun god representing fire and healing. An ancient Celtic god associated with healing, fire, and light. His worship spread across religions from the Italian peninsula to the British Isles, with significant cult presence in Aquilina on the Antarctic coast. That was a tongue tie. So tongue twister. I can't even say tongue twister. So Bel is linked to the Fire Festival Beltane, celebrated on May 1st, which reflects his association with fire and sunlight. He is often equated to the Roman god or Greek god Apollo, and is recognized for his influence on Celtic culture, religious practices. His name possibly means the bright one. He is symbolized by the horse and wheel. Give me 1 second because my eyeballs. All right, the next one is one of my favorite goddesses. She's actually my family's goddess, which I did not find that out until I started working with the Celtics. It's Bridget, and she's come up a lot. I think she's been in every Sabbath so far. Bridget is the goddess of fertility.
Well, I think also the reason it probably has come up in all the Sabbaths is because we're doing like the earlier years, like early part of the year. So I think that's a lot more like her time. Like when we get to like the later half of the year, I don't feel like she'll be coming up as much.
I don't think so either. I was just thinking that because Embolic, Ostar, all that's like your spring.
Yeah, Embolic, Ostara, and Beltane are all sort of like on a similar like wavelength.
Yep. She's a goddess of fertility, poetry, and healing. Bridget is also known as the Exalted One. Is the Irish goddess of spring, fertility, poetry, as I said before, healing, and craftsmanship. She is often referred to as the triple goddess, representing different domains in life. So we may see her later too. Bridget.
I was gonna say, wait, we might. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She definitely shows up in the beginning, but I think towards the end, we'll probably be seeing her again. I think it's maybe during that. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but I think it's during like maybe like the summer fall chunk. We might not see her as much.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I don't follow the Wheel of the Year, so I'm learning as we're teaching this.
She'll probably pop back up in like Yule.
Yeah, I think so. Like I was saying, Bridget's actual holiday is Embolic, which is celebrated on February 1st and marks the midpoint of winter. Many of Ireland's wells and waterways are devoted to her. Kronos.
By the way, hold on, I just want to say I was just guessing also, by the way, because like I don't work with Bridget, but I do like study random stuff. But like that would be my guess if I had to think.
It was just like I've just seen her so much. One of the reasons why Sarah and I wanted to do the Wheel of the Year was something new to learn about too. The next one is Kronos, the Lord of Wild Things. He is a horned forest god. He is an I cannot see that. Articulate, I guess, and powerful deity in Celtic religion. Widely worshipped as the Lord of Wild Things, he is the god of beasts, fertility, hunting, animals, and natures. He is often depicted as a prominent stag, the neck ornament of Celtic gods and heroes. He is the mediator of man and nature, able to tame predator and prey so that they may lie down together. He is also known as the horn god who ruled over wild beasts and places. All right, so the next one is Annie. She is the Irish goddess of summer, wealth, and sovereignty. Like, do not blow. My eyes are so blurry. I wrote this, so I kind of know what I'm saying, but all I see is like little.
I knew your eyes were giving you a hard time. That's why I was like, that word's probably gonna get her. So.
Yep, she is associated with midsummer and the sun, and is sometimes represented by, what's that? The
Red mare.
Thank you, red mare.
I wasn't even looking at the page. Dang.
Yeah. I almost said broodmare. That's why I was like, is that red or brood? And then I can't even say his name.
Lao.
Lao. Yeah.
That's my guess.
It does not help that I can't see it. I think it's Lugh.
Yeah, that's how you spell it. It's Lugh, but I think it's pronounced Lao, but I could be wrong.
That's what I think too, is Lao. Sometimes, like I said, I'm like, I can't see. He's a significant deity in Celtic mythology. He was an important and popular deity in Celtic mythology, particularly in Ireland. Represents the sun and light. He was the god of thunderstorms, war, justice, and of the all-important harvest. So we're going to see him in the fall too.
Oh yeah, Mabon for sure.
Yep, he was a valiant warrior.
And probably in language.
Yeah, language. Yeah, maybe. I bet that's named after him.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because it's really similar. And then if it's harvest, Bangladesh and Maven would make sense.
Yep. The warrior of masters of all arts and a druid. He is the member of the, I am going to give you this.
Tutha De Danann would be my guess.
Think.
That's the best I'm going to say it. Hey, Jody.
A group of supernatural beings that were the ancestors and protectors of the Irish people. He is also associated with the sun and fire, as I said before, and worshipped as the sun god. All right.
So let's hop into some herbs. Oh, wait, hold on. I wanted to say this, but I wanted to wait till you got done with the deities. Yeah, so Angel and I decided that doing the Wheel of the Year would be really nice, because then we could just fully study each one, and you're all good, Jody. Because I personally celebrated some of the Wheel of the Year, but then didn't celebrate other ones. And then the year prior to this year, I wanted to spend each Sabbath studying each Sabbath. That was kind of how I wanted to like celebrate the Sabbath. But then I got lazy and didn't do it, to be real. So then this year, I was like, okay, well, I'm really going to do it. So then Angel and I were talking, and then we were like, okay, well, if we're doing a live for it, like, I have to study, no choice. So that was how I was going to meet my personal goal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I was like, I'm studying these.
Oh, the antler deity is Cernunnos, right?
Yes.
Cernunnos is spelled Cnos.
And I will
Cernunnos.
drop it right now.
All right. So some herbs and flowers and woods for Beltane. I'm not going to list the reasons why I picked, like I said these, so I'm just going to give you a lot of them, and then you can go and research why they represent Beltane. So we have lavender, rosemary, thyme, dandelion, chamomile, marigold, almond, mugwort, nettle, clover, hawthorn, ash, frankincense, ivy, daisy, wildflowers, local to your area, mint, sage, rose, alder, ALDER, birch, hazel, oak, rowan, ROWAN, and willow.
So the first one's going to be emerald.
The emerald during Beltane symbolizes fertility, harmony, and growth, enhancing nature's abundance and prosperity. It is associated with the spiritual expansion and is believed to connect to the earth, encouraging positive intentions during the festival. Additionally, emerald is seen as a stone of love and success, resonating with the festival's themes of transformation and abundance.
Next is going to be rose quartz.
Rose quartz is associated with love, compassion, emotional healing, and heart-opening energies. It is considered ideal for fostering loving relationships and is often used in rituals to draw abundance, love, and blessings during Beltane, a festival that celebrates the light half of the year and the warmth of the summer.
Moonstone.
Moonstone is a significant during Beltane as it is associated with intuition, fertility, and divine feminine wisdom. It helps introduce tune into the natural cycles of the earth and enhances spiritual awareness, making it an ideal stone for this celebration. Additionally, moonstone can assist in letting go of defenses and allowing for support from others, which is beneficial during the energy shifts of Beltane.
And then moss egg.
Angie says I'm all about a strong man with antlers.
I love it.
I gotta stop for a second because that was funny.
I love that.
Oh yeah. Moss agate is a beautiful stone that perfectly captures the spirit of Beltane, known for its connection to growth, renewal, and the natural world. Is an ideal crystal to use for this time of fertility and abundance. Billy Joe said, that's why I said wild things hold on. And then Giselle says, I love moonstone. So let's get into some different foods for Beltane. So foods, we have Beltane bannocks, which is oatcakes. These are a staple food of the festival, often made with animal fat and baked over a fire. Eating a banncock on Beltane morning is said to bring abundance to crops and livestock. Milk and butter, dairy products are used during Beltane and often are revered during Beltane and often used in various dishes and rituals. Pouring milk on the ground or leaving it is an offering in a lot of common practices. Foraging greens and spring vegetables, incorporating foraged spring greens like dandelions, violets, and garlic mustards into salads or frittatas. Asparagus and other early spring vegetables are also popular choices. I went over to a family's house and yanked some asparagus out of the ground the other day.
Nice.
Yeah. Animal products, livestock like cows and goats were a common feature of Beltane celebrations, and dishes like shish kebabs or slow roasted goat leg could be prepared. Really wanted to say shish kebabs, so that was nice. So edible flowers, many modern day Beltane feasts include edible flowers in salads, biscuits, or other dishes. Frittatas and salads using local ingredients, seasonal ingredients, like I said, like spring greens, eggs, and forage mushrooms are common. Cakes and desserts. Beltane cakes often incorporate herbs like sweet woodruff are popular. And then finally, oats, red fruits, herbal salads, red and pink wines, fruit punches, sweets, honeys, and mead are very common. Some different animals that are symbolized during Beltane. We have the badger or the bear, which symbolize protection and the strength of the earth. The bumblebee and the cicada, which represents summer and the awakening of life. Deer and fox embody fertility and the connection to the natural world. Frog and Toad, not only a wonderful children's book, but also represent transformation of the cycle of life. I don't know if you ever read that, but I loved reading those. Hedgehog and robin symbolize protection and the return of warmth. Sea turtle and the snake represent the water element of the cyclical nature of life. Squirrels represent symbolizing abundance and gathering of resources for the coming season. And then rabbit, goat, butterflies, and bees are also animals.
All right. Do we have any comments before we go on? I just blew this up huge, so I should be able to read it now.
Giselle says she got a moonstone locket, which sounds really pretty.
I love moonstone. And of course,
I love lockets like a lot.
Me too. And I'm obsessed with rose quartz, which we know. I think I say that every time. I'm like, that's my favorite stone. So here's the incense and oils for Beltane. Here's the incense. Jasmine, associated with love, sensuality, and fae magic. Frankincense elevates spiritual connections and purification. Cedar grounds energy and brings stability. Rose symbolizes passion, romance, and divine love. Lavender, calming, protective, and harmonizing. Mugwort enhances intuition and dream work. And then here's the oils. Lang Lang awakens passion and sensuality. Sandalwood deepens meditation and spiritual awareness. Rosemary for protection, purification, and fidelity. The orange sparks joy and creativity, and Piccoli, earthly grounding and linked to prosperity.
Showed the rose quartz a minute ago, because you were talking about it. Here's some patchouli oil. And then Angie says she's gonna catch a frog tonight. That sounds fun. Jody says, don't forget to kiss it. And then Angie says we have toads in the yard. Will that work? Frogs and toads are both symbols.
And if it turns into a prince, we have another fairy tale.
If it turns into a prince, you better put it on the Facebook group. I want to see. Some ways to celebrate. Bonfires and fire rituals. Lighting bonfires is a central tradition representing the fire of Bel, the Celtic deity that we talked about. Some may perform fire rituals, cleansing themselves or their homes of negativity. Like I said earlier, maypole dancing, dancing around a maypole, weaving the colorful ribbons to symbolize the union of the god and the goddess. Wearing flower crowns or making them, also flower decorations, are and decorating like your altars or your homes with flower and greenery, symbolizing that abundance of spring. Feasting. Eat some food. Enjoy a feast with spring-themed foods and drinking as a way to celebrate the bounty of earth. Red and pink wine, if you like that. There you go. Have a glass. You're celebrating. Gardening and planting. Planting seeds, tending gardens, or simply just spending time in nature, connecting with earth's fertility and growth. Hand fasting and blessings. Some celebrate Beltane with hand fasting rituals, symbolizing the union of two individuals, or by giving blessings to the land and those around. Simple rituals such as lighting candles, listening to music, or engaging in meditation and reflections can also be meaningful ways to celebrate. You can take action on a project that you've been working on. You could set aside some time for self-care. Treat yourself to a special meal, music, aromas, whatever makes you feel special. You can decorate the tree outside, like we talked about, with colorful ribbons representing wishes for the upcoming year. You can simply dress in green or any other colors. Walk through your property and give thanks and ask for protection for the upcoming year, or use any of those symbols or oils or herbs and anything that we chatted about. Giselle says we're doing a bonfire tonight, and Atina says if it turns into a prince, send it my way.
Oh, I just set up the fire pit. I just bought a fire pit. I'm gonna do that tonight.
I dug a big hole last Beltane for a fire pit.
I have so many oak acorns and stuff that I'm gonna have to put it in the driveway. So decorations, fire and candlelight. Since Beltane is a fire festival, candles in red, yellow. Oh, well, red. Okay, now I'm making up colors. Red, orange, and gold can be symbolized passion. I think I'm just so used to saying red, yellow, and gold that yellow just came out. Passion and transformation. If you can safely have a bonfire, even better.
Again, fire safety. Please make sure you can burn in your area so you do not burn down your neighborhood.
Exactly. Flowers and greenery. Beltane is bursting with life and fertility. So decorations with fresh flowers like roses, marigold, violets, and hawthorn. You can also make flower crowns or hang garland around your home. Ribbons and braids. Inspired by the maypole, ribbons in bright spring colors, red, green, yellow. See, there's the yellow, purple, can be hung from trees, doors, or even woven into the braids. Bells and wind chimes. These are said to invite fae energy and clear stagnant vibes. Hang them near windows or doors, indoor spaces to welcome Beltane's magic. Oh, do you really want the fae inside your house?
I guess.
I've had it. They steal my spoons. I had to buy new spoons. I am not kidding. They stole all my spoons.
I remember you saying that stuff was missing.
Yes. Yeah, my spoons. Only my spoons.
You had some very they welcomed spoons. They wanted them.
Yeah. So I ended up buying rainbow silverware, and they haven't touched those, so I don't think they like those. Symbols of fertility. Incorporate acorn seeds, antlers, or bowls of fresh fruit to honor the fertile energy of the season. Fairy offerings. Beltane is a time when the veil is thin, so leaving small offerings like milk, honey, or shiny trinkets, my spoons are going to go missing tonight, can invite the blessings from the fae.
So I have 2 tarot spread examples for Beltane. I know some Sabbats I make spreads. This time I did not make the spreads, but I did write them, if there's that. So for the first spread, it is a 3-card spread. And let me see. These are not tarot. Okay, I was about to say those aren't tarot cards. So for the first spread, it's a making a mess. It's a 3-card spread. Here we go. So like this, here we go. And the first card is card number 2. Middle card is card number 1. And the third card is card number 3. 2, 1, 3. And so card number 2 represents your past winter. Card number 1 represents your spring bonfire. And card number 3 represents your coming summer. So card number 1, spring bonfire. Allow yourself to feel the fullest intensity of this card and what you basically need to like allow yourself to like dive into your fresh passion. So feel the intensity of this card. What is your passion and like what are you leaning towards right now? Then card number 2, the one that was actually in the first slot, is your past winter. Reflect on what you are letting go from the past hard season and what you've gained through that experience. Card number 3 is your coming summer. With the fresh inspiration of this spring, see where you will grow and what you're going to have to change to get that courage to succeed. And so the second spread that I have is a 4-card spread. I'm going to use different cards so that way it'll be a little easier to imagine. Okay, so a 4-card spread. And this one's simple. It's the 4 cards in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. So card number 1, where in my life do I need to grow? Card number 2, what in my life do I need to protect? Card number 3, what in my life is ready for renewal or ready for me to begin? Card number 4, what in my life should be allowed to fall away? So those are 2 tarot spreads that you could try out for Beltane.
All right. As I'm playing with I got new cards.
Here we go. I almost just swiped that live.
I got new cards, so I have to show my cards off while we're talking about cards.
Oh, very nice. I can't see them. That's why I was like,
you will see them later. That's what I was telling you I was doing. I'm like, I'm showing cards. This deck, I saw it. One of my friends was selling it, and I was just like, I need this deck. So, like my spirit song deck, my spirit animal deck is my favorite too.
Probably gonna use these cute little candles so that way I can have the containers.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, this one cute. I'm kind of obsessed with. That's cute. But this, I'm gonna use this bowl on my altar for when I'm done because that's like literally perfect.
That's so cute.
I'm gonna use this for like maybe I might put like some sand in there and put like some shells or something. I don't know. There's something for the altar. When I buy candles, I buy them because I'm gonna do something with them.
That's how I am too. All right, so let me go ahead and send this because I dropped in the chat. We have a challenge for you, and I decided to be special, and I did get this from somewhere. I actually think I just looked for a Beltane challenge and just grabbed the first one. So this is a 7-day challenge. Day 1, ignite your inner fire. Light a candle or a small fire safely. I love how it's always like safely. And meditate on what fuels your passions, what lights you up. Write down your desires and dreams for the coming months. Day 2, connect with nature. Take a walk outside. I almost said take a walk on the wild side. Barefoot if possible, and truly feel the earth beneath you. Gather flowers, leaves, or stones to call to that you and place them on your altar or in your home. Day 3, Beltane blessing ritual. Prepare a bowl of water infused with herbs like rosemary, basil, or lavender. Dip your fingers in and anoint yourself, speaking words of self-love, renewal, and abundance. This is my favorite, day 4. Dance and celebrate. Beltane is a time of joy and movement. Dance freely, whether alone or with others. Let your body express gratitude for life, love, and energy of the season. Day 5, offering to the Fae. Leave a small offering of honey, milk, or shiny trinkets. Outside, as a gift to the Fae, whisper your intentions to invite their blessings into your life. Day 6, manifestation magic. Write down a wish or a goal on a piece of paper, hold it close, visualize it coming true, and then burn it. It's really, everything I have is burned.
I think that's what you always ought to. If you're selling us something, we're burning something.
Yeah, I am always, I must be a fire goddess. Burn it in a candle flame and send your desires into the universe.
Okay, hold on. Day 7, don't do it if you're not trying to have a baby.
Yes, obviously.
And then don't do day 5 if you don't feel comfortable working with it.
Exactly. Yep. Like I said, my spoons are going bye-bye tonight. Day 7, create a Beltane charm. Find a small stone with a hole in it or branch of oak, charge it with your energy, and place it under your pillow or your altar, a symbol of fertility, growth, and protection. I mean, you could do it, just set the intention of no baby. I want growth.
Oh, okay, hold on. It says both. I thought it said to put one in the other one. I was like, hold on, don't do that.
No, either. Yeah.
It just have either one. Okay, yeah. I read that wrong at first. I was like, hold on, no.
Yeah, if you don't want to have a baby, just admit that out and say growth and protection.
So before we wrap it up, did you do anything, or are you doing anything for Beltane, or was the live more of what you're doing?
Live is more what I'm gonna do. I work with the Fae anyway, so I'll probably put an offering out for them. I will maybe get this fire pit done before I do the live for Witches Al Exchange's letter, and maybe do a bonfire too.
I mean, goodness. For Beltane, this morning, I did some dancing in the yard with the dog, and then for the rest of my day, I'll be working on things that I'm working on, but probably laying outside while I'm working on it. And then I've been doing some like crafting, trying to like make stuff.
Love that, yeah.
But like we said, for our next Sabbath live, we'll be going over Litha, but that will not be until June.
And that is it. Are there any more comments?
Yeah, Angie said, what I was just going to say is the intention for fertility or growth doesn't have to mean a baby. Yeah, it doesn't, but you have to make sure you're specifying. Like, if you do a spell and you're only saying fertility, you're not really, like, specifying exactly what you're like, you mean. So just be intentional with your intentions.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Be like, I want fertile ground, not fertile womb.
Yeah, fertile ground, not fertile womb. I like that. I'm gonna steal that one. Oh, Jody says having a bonfire, but celebrating Samhain over here.
Oh, that's right, because you're the opposite.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, I was glad to be here with everybody. Happy Beltane.
And happy Samhain too.
Yes, and happy Samhain.
Bye, guys.
Bye.